Slurpy derp mudgies. I was just trying to come up with another bass sound to show you. I was trying to provide a bit of extra value, and I sort of made this jump up bass almost by accident. And I thought I'm probably not going to use it myself, but maybe someone else likes this kind of genre of bass and they want to use it. So I just made the I used a plugin to make the bass that you might not have. So I thought I'd make it a sample and make it downloadable for free. So if you want this bass sample, the Castle Q-Bert's jump up bass 172 BPM in the key of E, just have to head over to my Patreon and you can be a member for free, and then you can download it there. But basically, it sounds like this. I think it's quite good for that type of sound of DnB, especially if you layer like a fat sub bass alongside it. I made the patch in Vital, and it's pretty cool how easy it was. Basically, it was just brown noise FM'd from a sine wave. That's pretty much all it was, you know. I can quickly give you an overview in case you want to make the Vital bass yourself. But basically, brown noise with a bit of randomness to the fine tuning on the pitch, and just a little bit of, a fair, 23% of FM coming in from a sine wave. And the unison on the brown noise is also at 2 voices and 13%. And so coming in from oscillator 2, it gives it that bit of power underneath it. And this is detuned slightly as well. I just ran that all through a phaser positive filter. Or I say all of it, actually only the first oscillator goes through it. Just a little saw down movement on that. It's really, really simple patch. But I think it's got that kind of jump up sound to it. Driving it up a little bit on the linear fold. And a bit of chorus. And then boosting the brightness a bit on the mix with the LFO on the colouring compressor here. Giving a bit more low mid-range power where it was kind of lacking. A slight bit of phasing just for like a phaser sound, just for a bit of variation, and a tiny little reverb as well. Then what I did was I ran that through Beam already for you guys, because I know that not everyone has this plugin, but it gives quite good sound quality on some of the modes. And there's one called the Bright Space, which really made it a lot bigger, especially in the stereo width. Made the whole sound a lot bigger and brighter, but what it did was it left this really, really long reverb in between the notes. So what I did was I bounced out the as you can see here, I bounced out the file, and then what I ended up with was the file had been bounced, but it's still got this long reverb parts in between. So what I did was I chopped out the long sort of tails. So it's more just, you have this silence in the gaps again now. So you don't have that really long sounding reverb on it. So basically I've got the effect of having the beam on it, which gave it that depth and brightness, but I've taken the tail off. And then, because that is a little bit unnatural now, I did put a new reverb back on, but it's only a small amount this time. And just in the high end, just to finish the sound off a bit. And there's a little part in the middle here where you get this double note. And I thought for that, it could be cool to go back into Vital and change the settings. So I messed with the FM like a tiny bit, because it gives you a slightly different tonality, So I made a secondary version where the FM was just slightly different. And then for that part, I've used that bounce in the middle here. So you've got this part in the middle of the sample where the tonality kind of changes a tiny bit. So it kind of gives you a bit of extra variation in the timbre of the sound. And yeah, I just bounced that out for you guys and dropped it as a sample for you guys on Patreon, and like I said, it's available for free. This one, you just have to go over to the website and then you'll be able to download it. Hopefully someone can make some use out of it, because I probably won't use this in a song myself, but you can feel free if you want a bit of inspiration, by all means. And thanks again for watching, my G's. Have a great start to your week.